Hey, it's Squidly. This morning I'm going to give you a brief tour of the inside of our camper and show you some of the things that we do for storage. As you know, if you're into RVing, storage space is at a premium. And so there are a lot of kind of tricks and things that people do to maximize that storage. And so there's some things that we do, might be a little bit different than other people, might be exactly the same as others, but that's what I'm going to go through and show you this morning. So interior storage, there are some, I guess what I think of as kind of categories. And the first category that I'm going to go through is bedroom storage. The closets are really narrow. I haven't measured this, but this can't be more than probably 24 inches wide. And it comes, of course, with a bar for hanging clothes, and it is tall enough that your hanging clothes, unless you're a woman with shirts, or I'm sorry, unless you're a woman with dresses, I'll get this right in a minute. Everything hangs in there pretty well, but they are really deep, and you can't see, but they're probably half again the width of your hanging clothes, your shirts and stuff. There's probably half that width again back there. And so that's where I put things that I will fold up, like sweatshirts and blue jeans and that kind of thing. And then, and you can get these organizers, you can get them virtually anywhere, Walmart, Dollar General, and they're the shoe organizers, and I use them for putting things that are smaller, like shorts, underwear, socks, that kind of thing. Up above the bed, there is a shelf, and I've seen some where this shelf is actually covered and has doors. Ours is just an open shelf, and we put things up there that we need through the course of the day. Hats. I'll put books up there for reading at night. My wife has earplugs. I'll let you figure that one out. But that sort of thing. And so when we're camping, that shelf actually is, I don't want to call it an eyesore, but it gets pretty full. There's a lot going on up there. In the bunkhouse models, there's usually a front entertainment center, like the one that we have. And the upside is that there's storage with the entertainment center. The downside is that the storage is not deep at all. And so it's not, I hate to say it like this, but it's just not really useful for a lot of storage. There's some space down there for putting shoes. We also use it to keep the dogs' water and food bowls. But you can see that the space in there under the entertainment center, it's just not very deep. And so we use it to put games up here on this shelf. We put CDs and that little basket that has all kinds of things that we'll use through the course of a trip, small flashlights, and I don't even know where to start describing what I was in there. It's almost what you would think of as your junk drawer at home, but ours is in a basket. When we first started camping, we really struggled with knowing where the keys were. We would come in, put the keys down. There was a couple of places where I would put them, but if my wife came in with them, she would put them somewhere else, and so we really never knew where they were. And so we found this kind of a yard sale type place, and it's a really cool thing. And so it's right here by the door, and so as you come in, it's a great place to keep not just the camper keys, but keep up with the car keys and all. This is the jackknife sofa, and in this particular model, not only does it have the storage space under it, but there's also pretty significant storage space behind it under this shelf. And so under under the sofa is where we keep things that we'll use typically when we get set up for camping. There's a string of lights, like Christmas lights, and they're blue, so the color is really low. They don't emit much light, and so we will plug them in here and string them up over the slide and leave those on, so that at night if you get up and it's dark, you don't have to turn on lights and disturb everyone else. You have some light in the camper. Really convenient. Also under there are some flags that we'll hang. We have a flagpole that we set up on the front. We have a drying rack for when we go to the beach or the lake. You know, somewhere to put our towels and wet swimsuits so we don't have to bring them in. So we've got those kinds of things down here, and then behind the sofa, and I'm not going to bother trying to drop it, but that's where we keep, we have a rack of towels over here. I say a rack, they're just stacked up. Extra linens are down here. We'll have extra pillows and blankets, because sometimes this couch actually gets used when the kids bring friends or whatever the circumstances are, but that couch will get used, and so we need to have something to set up someone to be able to sleep. All right, so let's talk about what we do with the kitchen. Let me start off by saying what we don't do with the kitchen. There are a lot of people who use their oven and their microwave for storage space, and you know, that's fine, but we actually use our oven. A lot of people complain that for them it's a waste of space since they use it for storage. Same thing with the microwave, but we use both of them. So we don't use them for storage because it just means when we get somewhere and set up, we would just have to unload it and then have to find somewhere to put those things that have been in storage. So there is nothing in there that we would pull out to use on a camping trip. The drawers on ours, this top one is already divided for forks, spoons, and knives, and some smaller cooking utensils. But then you'll have other cooking utensils, and of course more than just what's in there, and things that are too big to fit in that small space. And so that's where all of that goes. You might just think of this as just your kitchen drawer that has all of your spatulas, spoons, whisk, scissors and tongs and all of that stuff. Oh, I also keep the utensils for grilling. After we've washed them, they go in here. Next, and this includes something that I've done to modify the camper, because this space in some ways just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Might make more sense to be up here. At about this point right here, just at the edge of the sink, there was a divider that went down, and the space under the counter over here it was just a void. It was just empty space. And so what I did is I took out that divider, which gave us probably 1/3 more storage space under there, but it put it so far over that sometimes I have trouble getting in there and twisting around to get it, and I have to get one of my sons to get down there and get something if it's shifted all the way to the corner. But that's where we keep our pots and pans and bowls and things that we will cook with during a trip. All right, the next category is what you might just think of as your dinette storage, because under the dinette seats, there's a lot of storage room under here, and it's just sort of on you individually to figure out kind of what you do with it. And so this side, well, actually I shouldn't say it like that. Both sides are kind of a mix match of different things that go in there. This is the side that doesn't get accessed nearly as much through the course of a trip. But we have cups, and a lot of this, by the way, is still kitchen storage. We've got a little Shark vacuum We have storage containers for when we have some leftovers, or if we actually may use those to pack things to put in the refrigerator. And then this big one, that's our fryer. Now, to continue with the kitchen storage, in this cabinet, it almost appears that things are just jammed in here, and in a sense they kind of are, but they're also kind of not. And there's a point to some of this. You see, there's a rack that we use so we can have under it. We can put coffee mugs and cups. The extra towels and kitchen wash rags will go here, and on top of that, a shoe box where we keep, of course, the red Solo cups like the ones you just saw, but also some plastic coffee mugs and that kind of thing. And then a shoe box that has some dividers where we keep glass, because there are some things that we, just as a matter of personal taste, don't like drinking out of plastic. So we brought glass for those. And now pantry storage. These pantries are nice and big and really useful, but they're so tall that they almost don't make any sense, and it would be hard to put in solid shelves and be able to see anything. It would just be so dark. And so what I've done is I've added wire shelves to be able to add layers of things in there and just kind of maximize some of that space a little bit better. You can see I don't have a lot going on in there right now, because when we get home we pull out all the food. So that's it for that side. Now on this side, on the back of the door, we have a basket that hangs on the door, and that's where we keep all the Ziploc bags, aluminum foil, and trash bags. And this one is really a closet, and the kids do use it as a closet, but it doesn't really fill up. They put some of their stuff in there, but not all of it. They usually bring a duffel bag, and that duffel bag will be on their bunk with them, so they don't use all of that space. And then below, we have 4 drawers, and that does get used a little bit more. They do put some of their clothes in there. You can see they've got some things still in here, and that one's empty. And there's one of them where we keep all the salt and pepper, and then in this one there are bags of condiments, which I probably should have taken out. And then we have a bag of bags and napkins. All right, so this is the Dinette storage that gets used the most. And you can see on this side is where we keep extra paper products. I've already shown you where we keep napkins, but this is where we keep paper towels, and under there somewhere is extra toilet paper. We keep, while we're traveling, we keep the coffee maker in here, the crock pot. I don't know if you can see it all that well. That's a black fryer where you just where we fry bacon and eggs and that kind of thing. We use it outside with our kitchen set up. And then cleaning products. We take cleaning products to put in the black tank to keep it clean, and make sure that when we dump it that everything will come out of it. And then we also have laundry detergent for when we're doing laundry at the campground. And there's also a spray bottle up back there for just spray cleaner for cleaning up the kitchen and bathroom, and just generally keeping things around here at least kind of clean. Now this last category of interior storage is the bathroom. And there are a couple of things that I want to show you, a couple of things I've got going on here. First of all, in our bathroom there is a corner medicine cabinet, and this design where it's in the corner is really a smart design because it makes it pretty deep, and you can see we're able to keep all kinds of just typical bathroom stuff. So we're able to keep all the bathroom stuff here in the bathroom. When we get to the campground, there's also enough space up here where this is where when we get there and get set up, we'll put a couple of extra rolls of toilet paper up there. Speaking of the toilet paper, it is down here, and this is your toilet brush, and I like the fact that it's contained in that. So when we get through cleaning up, when we get ready to go, that can be contained inside that little trash can. But when we're set up, because you got to have a place to put that, and then you've also got to have a place to put your toilet paper, and so the toilet paper goes on top of that just right. I'm going to have to step out to show you this next one. And I don't have the stairs now, so that's okay. So on this one, what I've got is an inexpensive behind the toilet rack. The problem was that shelf, if we set it all the way on the floor, was hitting you in the head if you were sitting on the toilet. And so what I did is, out of PVC pipes, I made this stand for it to go in, and it's really stable now, but it raised it up enough that you could actually sit on the toilet without that shelf hitting you in the head. And so when we get where we're going, you can see there's some wash rags up there now, but we can put all kinds of bathroom stuff up there, and it just makes a whole lot of sense for us to be able to have things out, because there's not a lot of space to put them, to have it put up. And then hanging on this rack, we've got the broom and dustpan. We used to carry a little mop, and I think we've just kind of quit carrying that now. On the back of the door, there's a rack. You can't see the fourth hanger, but this one has 4, and so we're able to hang our towels on there when we're set up. All right, the last thing for interior storage that I want to mention is this shelf back here, which right now we're not camping, and so that shelf looks nice and clean and cleared off. But when we go camping, that shelf really gets completely filled up. There is stuff from one end to the other. I mean, it's more or less organized, but we make complete positive use of that shelf. Have all kinds of stuff that we keep on it, and a lot of people consider the underbed storage as part of interior storage. The way we use that compartment, I consider all of that to be just totally 100% exterior storage. So the underbed, I don't consider it to be interior. All right, and so for our interior storage, that kind of wraps it up. If you have any additional ideas about how you use the storage in your camper, or if you're looking at it thinking, oh, come on, Squidly, you can do better than that, and you have some ideas, please share those in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.